What's up, it's your homeboy Negamuzu coming at you from the Jin's Lamp from Team Horizon. I am bringing you this week's Chibi's Tournament Report. So, this week I was running my Daiusha deck based around Yard, and it ran really well. I went 2-2, and also my homeboy Mizu was there. He was running his Genesis Witches, which is kind of interesting. Some of the matchups, he went 3-1. Round 1, I took on a Dark Daiusha deck. Really interesting. Had some great performance in that. I ended up squeaking that out just because of the resources I was able to generate. Afterwards, I sat down and we looked at some ideas for improving my friend's deck. Round 1 for Mizu, he took on Shadow Witches. It was really a magical battle between witch on witch, where which is which, and yeah, the pluses and the minuses, and the pluses and the minuses. And when it finally settled, the pluses managed to win out, and Mizu managed to squeak out his round 1. Round 2, I took on an Abyss deck, a Revenger deck that featured Phantom Blaster Abyss and Blasted Arquebus, and the ability to throw the crit and power on the unit that's restanding is huge. Like, one of the things with Raging Form is that since it's a ride, you can't throw the crit and power on there. Because, well, like, if you throw the crit on there, it's gone. It's there for that hit and then it's gone. You throw it on Abyss and it just keeps going. Even when I guarded early, like, he would Legion and I was at 1, maybe 2 damage to his 5. And next thing I know, I'm at 4 or 5 damage, and I'm down 3 cards because of just the way things happen and the triggers. I couldn't deal with it. Round 2, Mizu took on Silverthorn, being piloted by Queen, and that game really showed off the differences between Limit Break and Legion. A lot of that interplay happened where the Genesis Witches were able to just dance around the Silverthorn Limit Break. It got really intense. But at the end of it all, everything came down to stands. Silverthorn runs a whole bunch of stands, and stands make her dance. And Silverthorn managed to squeak that out. That was a loss for Mizu, round 2. Because he just could not guard all of those attacks. Round 3, I took on Ezel. Ezel was interesting. It was a lot of triggers happened. My deck did everything it was supposed to do, and his deck didn't. Plus, great stuck, and really great guy to play against. He actually made me think a lot about why I play this game, which was pretty interesting. Learned a lot. It was a very passionate fight. But yeah, I kind of got that. Round 3, Mizu took on Dark Daiusha, the same Dark Daiusha deck and player that I took on in my round 1. And he was able to guard really early against that. And being able to guard early against Dark Daiusha is hilarious, because then you can eat a lot of the damage at the key points in order to conserve hand and make sure you go for the kill next turn. Hopefully, if that player is using the Dark Daiusha next week and things have been fine-tuned because she got some cards that she needed, it'll be even more fearsome next week. Round 4, I took on a Dote plus Overlord Break Ride. It was really a battle of the classic cross rides, plus the new support, and it was really brutal. He was able to dance around my Limit Break very thoroughly. I healed out of a crit. I healed out of my Limit Break, which is really, really annoying. Kagero is something I still have problems with, and I have trouble with restanders as well. This is all stuff I'm going to have to work with. I need to figure out how to work in the self-damagers because we don't have Limit Break enablers. And so many people can just try to hold me at 3 to stop the flow of the game. And I don't want to eat damage I don't have to. So still have to work that out. Round 4 for Mizu was against a Great Dai Kaiser deck being piloted by White Steve. And in that match, Mizu was able to just use the fact that he was a Legion and all of his pluses and his hand. And Mintz got to huge numbers in that game. And he was able to dance around the break ride because that deck is based all around the break ride turn. And being able to keep his opponent at 3 damage until he either had enough hand to guard or he was at a point where he could eat the damage and not die. Because Great Daiusha doesn't gain an extra critical, so he only swings for 2 crit on the break right turn. It's a lot easier to eat that than it is to eat at some of the other bosses getting broke ridden. And he managed to pull that out. Final results, Mizu got 5th place. He came just short of making top because of his tiebreakers, which is really kind of depressing. Though what's also quite hilarious is I came in 7th place. Yeah, there was one person between me and Mizu, and that's still kind of funny. What did I learn? Changes I made are going really well. Mika put in work. She forced cards out of people's hands and helped me to make some really great plays. I'm going in the right direction. I just need to figure out how to deal more effectively with Vanguard focused decks, like Legion decks specifically. You know, with them coming on the horizon, we have to be ready for that. I can deal with rear guards. I can burn through my opponent's resources. But when I have to deal with very powerful Vanguards that keep attacking, restanders are really brutal, and when my opponents leave me at 3, it's really difficult for me to deal with. Laurel has been mixed in how it has affected this for me. For one thing, yes, he produces threat. The entire point is to produce threat, which he does effectively. But there's sometimes I wish he was something else. I'm debating taking Laurel out in exchange for my grade 1 self-damager, because that would let me be able to go 2-4 when people leave me at 3 and set off my plays. But I'll defense. Sorry about the gum. It was still in my mouth. I really should have taken it out. But yeah. So that's me. I went 2-2. D-Robos are getting revamped. Like I said, once I get something nailed down as far as a deck list, I will have a profile up and gonna use the feature matches. I was actually planning to do one tonight, but I have to be awake in like 5 hours for work. So, anyway, so it's your homeboy, Negamuzu. Peace out. Like, comment, subscribe for more Card Fight madness. We will see you on the horizon.